Fucking filler. Keep your eyes on the real killer. Joe, give me that countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get over here! Hi, I'm martial art master Daniel Casino. You know me as the original Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, and Smoke. You are tuning in to NerdCage Live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Don't miss an episode or you'll get caged. So let's finish him.
NerdCage Live and Gaming are a perfect match!
Shoot the J, Joe.
Okay.
Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
About
Yo, that's f***ing diabolical.
humanity.
Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
Hey, what's going on? I'm Jay St. G.
And I'm Joe from FallenOne Gaming.
And we have a special message from NerdCage Live and NerdCage Live Gaming. Because we know a lot of y'all like the game, right? Well, we decided here at NerdCage that we wanted to give away something special. A big thank you. Not only a thank you, but we need your help too. Joe, what is it that we're giving away?
We are giving away an Xbox Series X.
Yes! Brand new! See? Right here, still sealed. We are giving this sucker away. But in order for us to give this away, we need your help. Get us to 1,500 subscribers and we will give this away.
If you guys get us to 1,500 subscribers, this can be all yours.
United States and Canada only. We're not shipping all over the world, all right?
Yeah.
So here's how this is gonna happen. Get us to 1,500 subscribers, and then we're gonna release another video on how you can enter. This is not gonna be the only giveaway. So the first prize, obviously, will be the Xbox Series X, brand new, shipped right to you. Second prize will be a digital $100 gift card from Amazon.
Third place will be a $50 digital Amazon card.
Now listen, if you get us to 1,500 subscribers, just maybe, we'll do another giveaway. 1,500 subscribers, and this bad boy can be yours. Keep it tuned to NerdCage Live when we release the second video on how to enter once we hit 1,500 subscribers.
Hi, I'm Leah Montalongo, the OG Sindel. Please like, subscribe to NerdCage Live.
Greetings, citizens. You're now trapped in the nerd cage. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You're now about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello, welcome. That's right. Once again, you are trapped in NerdCage Live. This channel is a celebration of all things pop culture, including the Big G himself. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week, coming to you live from yours truly, the land of the orange, Syracuse, New York. So please hit that like button and subscribe. Get to 1,500 subscribers, and you can win yourself an Xbox Series X. And when you win, you will wither your life away because of the addiction of your Xbox, courtesy of us. And once again, reintroducing my fabulous panel. Bow down to our NerdCage queen, the beautiful lady from Portland, Oregon, Pretty Guardian. How are you tonight?
I am doing so well and so excited to be back here in the NerdCage with everybody. I feel like it's been too long since we've had a stream with all of us, and I'm excited to give you my opinions on Godzilla.
Excellent. Yeah, we're excited to hear. I'm actually a little nervous too.
I've got strong opinions on everything.
Ooh.
Oh boy, here we go.
All right.
And he is our Italian Goku from Los Angeles, California. I am the one who nerds, aka Derek. Bonus commentary. How are you, my friend?
I am doing very well. I'm very excited to talk about one of my all-time favorite movies, Godzilla, Gojira. So let's just get into it.
I'm right there with you, brother. And of course, you know him. He's our moderator and Trollhammer. Stronger than the DK Banana Slammer. It's Joe from FallenOne Gaming. What is up?
Oh, I can't wait to chop this up with you guys. Godzilla, what a classic, man.
Yes.
For sure.
And you were first time watching as well. But Joe, before we go any further, who do we got in the chat tonight?
In the chat tonight, we have Doomzilla. We have Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan!
And we have Sunzilla 2008 and more to come.
I want to give a special shout out to Doom in the chat. He always brings such good energy, and every time I see him in there, I'm like, yes, just shout out to you, Doom.
Doom, ironically named for never bringing Doom to the table.
That's funny.
And before we go any further, Derek, you have a video dropping tomorrow, man.
I sure do. I have my first, correct me if I'm wrong, NerdCage's first comic book review.
Yes.
Ooh.
Of, appropriately enough, Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which dropped over the summer. I give it a very brief review, but I feel like I'm pretty succinct with it. So please join us tomorrow at 10 a.m. when I drop the video.
Yes, we cannot wait, man. Again, thanks so much for putting that out for us. And yeah, just in time for Godzilla.
Two more people in the chat. We got Kaiju Tony's in the chat.
Ah, Kaiju Tony!
And of course, our most loyal follower, Shay Smithers.
Yes, he's our official Randy Savage of the NerdCage Nation. And Joe, tell him what's going on Friday.
On Friday, we go back to Luigi's Mansion 3.
Mamma mia. Oh, yeah. That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Likely this will be the finale because we're pretty close. And Joe, tell them about what we're doing every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday, we go back to Gotham Knights.
Oh, tits, yeah. I'm having a blast with it.
I'm excited to catch one of those streams.
Oh, yeah, it's been a blast so far. I don't understand the bashing of Gotham Knights. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah,
you
and
can't go in there. I'm just going to say right here, right now, really brief, and then we'll get right into it. You can't go in expecting another Arkham game. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's
and now that I got my own copy, I can practice moves and everything and get good and ready for it.
Yes. Okay. So if you're just joining us tonight, we're going a day early. We normally go live Thursdays, but we're going live tonight because Derek and I are going to go see Godzilla against Mechagodzilla in the movie theater. And therefore, we did the stream tonight. But this is going to be our annual Godzilla Day live stream. And Derek, shout out to you because this was your idea. So just lay out the scenario. Why are we live tonight?
So short version is I was chatting with Maggie after I think it was our was it King Kong versus Godzilla?
Yeah.
And she let it loose that she had never. This was her first Godzilla movie, so I had to ask, okay, have you seen any of the other ones? And she said no. And then Joe had also mentioned that he had never seen them. So one thing led to another, and here we are.
Yep. So again, Derek and I were the Kaiju heads, and for the record, Derek and I we pretty much ride the same wavelength as far as Godzilla movies go. There's maybe the only thing we don't agree on is that turtley thing, and but as far as Godzilla goes, we're pretty
You mean King
close.
Koopa?
Yeah.
Dana Carvey.
So we're not here for my opinion and Derek's opinion because you guys already know. But the fascinating thing is our other half, was their first time. So Pretty Guardian, we're gonna start with you. What are your general thoughts? What you like, what you did not like? I know you have the strong opinion, so go ahead. The floor is yours.
See, I know that everybody here is like big Kaiju fans, so I'm almost scared to give my opinion.
We will protect you. We will protect you.
Well, it's okay. Sometimes I feel like you just have to stand in your own truth. So I will tell you that I didn't like this movie.
Wow.
And I know, right? There were a lot of like little things, but I felt like a lot of the acting was just like way overacted, except for the professor and then the main dude. I thought that they were okay, but literally everybody else it wasn't good characterization for me. And then some of the special effects I felt like were really great for their time. Like the Godzilla suit, I thought like when he was like stomping around, you could see like heft and movement to him. I was like, yeah, this is really good. But then there were other bits, like in the beginning with the helicopter crash, that literally looked like a toy helicopter. I feel like I could have gone out and filmed that on my cell phone. And I just wasn't into it. I think that there's a lot of like cultural value to the movie, so I definitely would not disrespect it. I think it's a great film that deserves its place, but it definitely wasn't my thing.
And for the record, before y'all, I see, look at that. There's some Shay Smithers knife in the heart.
No, that's okay.
In case you missed it, she did, in her defense, she did like King Kong versus Godzilla. So
I did, yeah.
So now we know the kind of Kaiju person. She doesn't like the dark, gritty. She likes the goofiness, and that's just fine.
Well, so for me, there was an inherent goofiness in this one too. What I liked about the King Kong vs. Godzilla one is that they leaned into it. Like,
yeah, it's definitely more of a comedy.
Right, they gave you permission to laugh, and I thought that was really cool.
Okay.
Okay. Joe, I was there with you when it all unfolded, so your opinion's a little different. Go ahead, man.
I mean, I kind of agree that the tokusatsu style hasn't really aged well. However, that being said, I think the story in this was amazing, and there are some moments where you can kind of immerse yourself in it a little further and kind of feel the movie a little better. So, I mean, all in all, this is a classic for sure. And you kind of got to put yourself back into 1954 to appreciate it to its fullest. But, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So.
Okay, so question for the both of you. So I know the both of you have just kind of dipped your toes in some of these films. So really in comparison to all the other ones you've seen so far, where would you like place it? I'll start with Pretty Guardian.
I mean, it's a pretty small pool for me. So I guess I would say that King Kong vs. Godzilla would be my number one, and then this one would be number two for me.
What about you, Joe? I know you've seen a few more. So where would you rank?
I've seen a few more. For the life of me, I know we saw Final Wars together and everything, but I'm going to have to watch it again because I don't remember a lot of it. It was a long time ago.
Dude, Final Wars is kind of a blur anyway. So.
It is, yeah, exactly. But therefore, I still think out of the older films that I've seen, I think I'm going to put Godzilla or King Kong versus Godzilla above Godzilla 1954.
Wow.
But just slightly.
Like for me, this is the best one, and I don't think any of them come close. Now, Derek, if you've seen, shameless plug, if you've seen Derek's top 10 favorite movies of all time, he put Godzilla #1, but he just put the franchise, not the movie.
Yeah, I cheated. I don't care.
But for me, like, this without a doubt is the best one. Now, granted, I'm a dark, doomy, gloomy guy. I like sad endings. I love watching people die. Like, I'm not a happy ending kind of guy. I never was. I'm a grunge junkie, and I'm a metal.
See, I don't think I've watched enough of them to actually start ranking yet, to be honest. Fair. I mean, because right now, all I have out of the older films is a Godzilla-centric movie and a showdown. And it's like, the showdown's always going to win just because you have something versus something else, you know, but.
Yeah. But like for me, I feel like this is one of like maybe 3 or 4 Godzilla movies out of the 30-something Godzilla movies. This is really the only one of the only ones that can be taken seriously, you know? Whereas all the other ones lean into the goofiness and the campiness. This is like a legit masterpiece of Japanese
era.
Science fiction.
We're in the Showa era, and for the Showa era, yes, this is absolutely the most serious film. But then we get into Heisei, and Heisei takes itself a little bit more seriously.
Well, at least at first. It got off the rails, but Godzilla 1984 would be like the other one I'm going to point to. Like, okay, that one you could... Any of the 3 solo ones, which is 54, 84, and Shin. Like, those are the ones I feel like can be taken seriously as legitimate like pieces of cinema. And they have they have an important message. Where this one, they lean hard on the nuclear testing message, and obviously they allude to Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and whatnot. So, and the themes, and I pointed out some of the themes and some of the stuff. Like, for example, now like the one scene where Godzilla destroys the clock tower. That was such a prominent scene because that clock tower, when the U.S. bombed Tokyo during World War II, that clock tower stood tall and never got taken down, and all of a sudden here comes Godzilla and takes that down. The scene where Godzilla kills those reporters on the tower there, and he's growling in the background, it looks like a mushroom cloud, which would like petrify the Japanese audience back then because we're only 9 years removed from World War II and whatnot. So like, yeah, the thing, this movie doesn't resonate with Americans like it would like the Japanese audience, But you can't take away like the message that this movie brings, which basically none of the other ones ever fucking did again, Also, I like Godzilla better as a bad guy. That's just me. I know some people like the anti-hero or the hero or the savior of Japan. I like Godzilla as mankind's apocalypse, I just feel like that's what Godzilla is supposed to be. That was his original intent. And then obviously once we got to King Kong versus Godzilla, we kind of took that soft turn, I'm not gonna call it a hard turn. It was a soft turn because Godzilla was still a bad guy in my mind, but they did, as Maggie pointed out earlier, they leaned into the goofiness.
Right. One of the things that I wanted to comment on that you were talking about is like the themes of this movie, and as an allegory for like World War II and dropping the like nuclear bombs and everything on Japan, I think it's a very powerful allegory, and I think that the movie holds a lot of weight for that. Go ahead. No, jump in there.
I just wanted to point out real quick that the 54 version, in terms of accessibility in America, is fairly recent. It used to be that we only had the 55 version with Raymond Burr.
56.
And that we had like a kind of like chopped up version where the allegory was a little less, it was taken out a little bit more.
And they took out the politics.
Yeah. So, and this was this whole movie is supposed to be a very subtle allegory. And I wanted to throw that one in there.
Well, and then to comment on the second part of what you were saying, Jay, I don't think that Godzilla was necessarily even a villain in this movie. It seemed like even within the film, there was the professor who was like, Godzilla's here and all anybody can think about is killing him, but there's so much research that could be had about like radiation and how he survived and what's going on. And then I went and I like read about like the Japanese audience's perception of this film, and a lot of them saw Godzilla as kind of a sympathetic character. You know, it was the bombs and like the nuclear radiation being dropped on him that aggravated him. He was just a peaceful lizard down at the bottom of the ocean
for millions of years. Yeah, they referred to that
until America came along and fucked shit up. So there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, it depends how you perceive it. See, the way I looked at it is, yes, you're right, Godzilla's a peaceful monster. He was wiped out of his habitat, but when he woke up and showed up to Tokyo, he did not hesitate to burn them. The people running from him, he stepped on them, he burned them, because that was him acting on his revenge on mankind, but those are innocent people. It was really the ones that are guilty are the scientists, which is another trope that would go on to not just other Godzilla movies, but other Japanese sci-fi films. The scientists versus the military. The scientist says, no, we need to study these monsters. The military is like, no, we got to kill them because they are a threat to mankind. Which, if I'm going to take it there, it's basically liberalism versus conservatism. The liberals want to, please don't kill Godzilla. We need to study him. The conservatives are like, we need to kill him because he's a threat. So it's just amazing how relevant this movie is today. Joe, you got anything to add to like all this?
Well, I have something funny to add. It's something that I mentioned to you while we were watching. I said that the next Godzilla movie that they should make, because he's from the Jurassic era, they need to make one where he eats Chris Pratt.
Oh, no. I want a Godzilla movie like it's Pacific Rim and it's like the Jaegers versus the monsters, and then Godzilla comes in and fucks them all.
That
up
was
and
actually
saves the world.
Derek, back me up on this. That was originally planned
that was
before
a pitch. Yeah.
Before
They
Pacific
better
Rim
fucking
and the
give that to me. I
MonsterVerse
want
was
it.
a thing. The Godzilla 2014 movie Pacific Rim were going to be one movie. But then at the last minute, they separated. That was the intent. Pacific Rim.
They were like, Uprising, and everybody was like, no!
Yeah. And it's just a damn shame because it makes you wonder, but, you know. Okay, all right. So, Derek, kind of back me up on this one here. So, I just want to say, just on these two movies that we recently covered on NerdCage Live, and the new era of NerdCage Live, I do want to recommend a couple films, and Derek, please, if you have other ones you want to recommend to Pretty Guardian and Joe, by all means. But I got a couple other recommendations now that I know like what you like and what you don't like as far as kaiju goes. Pretty Guardian. So Pretty Guardian, for you, the two movies I think you will enjoy, just knowing what I know about you, and I think Derek will agree. I think you should find the time and watch the original Mothra from 1961. I have no doubt you will enjoy that film given the themes of that one, Mothra being the first female major kaiju. The atmosphere, and it's very, very, very lighthearted, but at the same time, it's also got I won't go say a political message, but there's also a theme and a message to that movie too. But I still think it's the best Mothra movie. And I really, really think you will enjoy it. And the other one, I'm going to ask you to wait till next year because it's about to turn 50 in 2023, and that's Godzilla versus Megalon. But I'm going to ask you to hold off on that one till next year. Hold off on that one till next year. But I think you should check out Mothra 1961. As far as for you, Joe, because you and I usually ride the same wavelength as far as like cinema in general. I think you will love Invasion of Astro Monster.
Oh, okay.
I think you will love that one. And
okay, and you were explaining something else to me, which I kind of am really interested now, so I may have to start watching Shin Godzilla.
Yes, that was going to be the other one. I was going to say either Shin Godzilla or Godzilla 1984, because Godzilla 1984 is a direct follow-up, and Shin Godzilla is a direct remake of 1954.
I wouldn't say direct. It's definitely it's a modernization.
But it's the first time that Japan actually did a new Godzilla movie, ignoring everything, including the 54 movie. So essentially, it's Godzilla's first appearance.
Yeah, it's a clean wipe. Yeah,
yes, exactly.
I would say that for sure.
So Derek, what about you? What would you recommend to Pretty Guardian and Joe moving forward?
I think the Mothra for Maggie is a great call.
That is on my list. Mothra will be my next Godzilla movie.
Yeah, the Solo. You should definitely watch that one before
Solo?
Mothra versus Godzilla. Mothra Solo, 1961.
It's definitely it's not as serious, and it's a bit more. It's even more whimsical, I would argue. But
you're speaking my language.
Yeah, it's fun. And I only because Godzilla versus Megalon is like my connective tissue to all of this. Like it is definitely the silliest.
Yes.
And it's definitely the most fun. If you can, I would actually even recommend watching the Mystery Science Theater 3000 cut.
Yeah.
Where they basically just tear out a new one. And again, you'd be living my very first memory. And anybody who liked this movie, I would absolutely recommend Shin, because in my opinion, while modernization, I think these films are a perfect double feature of like a 50, 60 year gap. Like you make one jump to another. I would say those are great choices.
All right.
84 is also another good one.
Yeah.
And Joe, if you haven't, you said if you like it a little bit more gloomy, at least in terms of tone, Godzilla versus Destroya. Which, while
that was a very divisive film.
It is, and for good reason. But I would say that because of the themes, that you might find something you like in there.
Yeah, because there's parallels, and actually, I did mention it to Joe when we were watching. I said that the actress that played Emiko, she retired from acting, but she came back for Godzilla vs. Destroya. So there's that connection. There is direct connections to the very first movie in Godzilla vs. Destroya. My problem with Godzilla vs. Destroya is the execution. Everything else was there. Like, this movie was set everything up to be a great finale, which at the time it was the finale of all the Godzilla movies. It is the last Godzilla movie. The fact that James Cameron didn't
sue somebody after that movie is kind of a miracle in and of its own right. There, you'll see when you see the movie.
Yeah.
Here's another one I was interested in. I'm not sure if I should watch it or not. It's Terror of Mechagodzilla.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I think you should watch the first Mechagodzilla movie first.
Yeah, because they're it's like a duology.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Terror's, and if you want my honest opinion, Derek, because we went and saw this at the Pickwick in Chicago, but I'm one of the ones that I actually like Terror just a little bit more than Versus because of the dark undertone and the fact that Godzilla is actually getting 2v1. Godzilla being challenged 2v1.
Yeah.
In fact,
I thought of another one.
If you go into HBO Max and you filter it to horror, it's in there.
Interesting.
Which I think is funny.
I watched Godzilla 1954 for free on YouTube. Which I thought was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it is public domain, so it makes perfect sense.
Right.
I was going to suggest also, because it is a lot more lighthearted and you get to see more of a character development in the suits, like just through tokusatsu, maybe try Son of Godzilla.
You know what? I actually like that one. I think that one's unfairly like
that one gets a lot of shit.
It does. I really don't think it's bad at all, honestly. If you can get past Minya.
Oh yeah, no, he's a weird little.
But if you pluck Minya away, like there's a good story there. There's a good like science fiction story there where they're trying to test weather control. Like it's actually legitimate. I think it's actually a good and very underrated Godzilla film. And if you want the honest truth, it was a nice break that this movie takes place like on an island versus Tokyo. You know, it was kind of cool seeing the island setting. You know, and same with Ebera, the island setting, and it was also the debut of Jun Fukada. Am I pronouncing Jun Fukada? Who took over from Ichiro Honda, who directed every single of the old Godzilla Showa stuff. Plus, he did all the solo movies like Mothra, War of the Gargantuas, Frankenstein, Matango, all that stuff. I still think Ichiro Honda's the GOAT, but my second favorite is Jun Fukada is my second favorite Godzilla director. What he brought to the I don't think he's appreciated enough for what he brought to the table, in my opinion.
I can agree to that.
I mean, I gotta thank you guys already because I've come a long way from my initial introduction when I was like 5 years old to Godzilla, which was the frigging cartoon.
Oh, God.
Push of a button, baby. There you go.
Well, I think you guys, like I said, Derek and I are kind of contagious, but you guys seem you guys are on a good path right now. You started off with King Kong and you saw 54. That's a damn good start. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to go back to the movie real quick, and I want to start with Pretty Guardian. And Derek, I just want to get your opinion too. What were your favorite scenes or favorite parts of the movie Pretty Guardian?
There was a scene kind of about 2/3 into the movie where it was the military fighting Godzilla with the cannons, and then the airplanes came in and they were shooting missiles at Godzilla. And from an aesthetic perspective, I thought it was really stylish and wonderful how they did it. They had an amazing use of light, the dark backgrounds and then the lights of the cannons firing and stuff, the black and the white contrast. It was actually beautiful to watch, and artistically I loved it. All
right. Joe, what about you? What was your favorite scene?
The first landfall when he comes on there and he goes through the electric,
Yeah, that's mine.
So that's one of them. The showing of the oxygen destroyer.
That was cool. That was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that was good. The ending when it shows him, when it shows what actually happens to him at the end is pretty good. And the only thing that caught me off guard was sometimes you'd have to really look for it, but there's certain times where you'd see the fire trucks go by and stuff, and you could obviously see it's claymation. There's no saying that it isn't.
That stuff is amusing. I'm not gonna lie, but it doesn't take away from the overall.
It doesn't take you out of it.
I think it's important to mention the claymation because Honda was so inspired by King Kong.
Yeah.
When he so the film was originally supposed to be claymation, if not entirely, but they didn't have the budget. No. And this is one part of the movie that I am so fond of is the ingenuity. They're like, okay, so we can't afford claymation. We're just gonna shove a guy in a suit.
Yeah. See, I was laughing at that part with Jay and everything because I was like, "Where's Gumby?"
That scene where he puts that claymation scene where he throws his tail through through that building.
Yeah.
Was originally one of the few theaters in Japan at the time. So this is where a lot of people were going to see the movie. So when the tail collides and goes through the theater, apparently the entire theater panics and freaks out. And I think it was on one of the Criterion bonus features where I think it was, I don't think it was Haru, but somebody from the movie was like, yes, scare the children.
So is it safe to say that since it was supposed to be claymation, if Robot Chicken does one, it's technically the real movie?
All I can think of right now is sacrilege.
What about you, Derek? What is your favorite scene of the movie?
So it goes back and forth because there's my favorite scene, which is when we first are introduced to Godzilla sticking his head out
over the hill.
Which is fantastic. It but the scene that I find to be the most moving is after Godzilla has left and we see the city in ruin and people kind of rebuilding. I saw it last year for the 4K release, and I remember how dead silent that theater was, and like that child crying sounded so real and like still like kind of it's haunting. I don't know what they did to that poor kid, but that kid deserves an award.
No, the kid's mother died.
No, I mean like to make them cry that way, because obviously they're acting, but like,
yeah.
But
you know, child labor laws, they were smacking that kid behind the scenes.
I will get like tears, damn you. No, but that scene I find so haunting, and like even to this day, after seeing this movie so many times, it hits me right in the gut.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree there. But so, real quick, I just want to show off the shirt that I'm wearing. But it's this scene. Yes, the one that we've been talking about is the electric scene. Shout out to Soundgarden, greatest band ever. So yeah, what makes that scene fucking awesome was like, all right, this is their last line of defense. Let's electrocute this guy and call it a day. Well, not only that, he trampled right through the electricity. But that was the first time ever Godzilla revealed that he's got atomic breath, and he melted, which is a great special effect, by the way, where he melted the electric towers.
Good.
So, yeah, even in the 1956 version, like Raymond Burr's reaction, like, oh my god, like he's just melted Japan's like last line of defense. So that, as far as spectacle, that's my favorite scene. As far as like other scenes, honestly. It's kind of what Critty Gardner was talking about earlier. I actually enjoy seeing Dr. Yamane getting upset. I don't know what I should say. Enjoy seeing him get upset. But when he's just pleading his case, like, we shouldn't be killing him. The reason why I like it, and don't get me wrong, I disagree. I'm actually on the side of we need to kill it. But I actually like that he pleads his case. Like, we as a country of Japan have a golden opportunity to do something that no one else can do. We can study Godzilla. Why do you want to kill him? Like, we need to find out why he's still alive is what's more important. Okay. So I just like that because he's pleading his, whether you agree with him or not, he's pleading a very he's pleading a case about what Japan as a country should be doing. And I think it's very effective.
Agreed.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, so yeah, there's so much to like here, and like I said, I just feel like this movie just stands above the rest. That none of the other ones have come. I mean, other than Shin in '84, I feel like none of them come close. But I think you're in for a treat. I think you're gonna love it. Knowing what I know about you, Joe, I think you're gonna enjoy that one because there's so much to like about that movie. Yes.
I think Maggie might also like going through that like that era. Yeah, Ghidorah the three-headed monster, because again we get a little bit more whimsy, especially when the fairies begin to translate for the monsters.
You had me at fairies.
Oh, you're gonna
love Godzilla! Terrible language.
Yeah, you're gonna love.
Well,
Mothra.
that's the thing. The fairies are in the original Mothra, like the Peanuts, right? Is that the name of the
it's
twins?
the Peanuts.
Okay. So they were a famous pop duo from Japan. They even had hits in America, but they played the twin fairies, Mothra's guardians, whatever you want to call them, and like it all starts with the first Mothra. And then that would carry on to Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla in 1964. And then, what Derek just mentioned, we go to Ghidorah the three-headed monster, which is also a continuation of Mothra versus Godzilla.
Right.
I think I might just have my next 3 Kaiju films lined up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You should watch Mothra. Now that you've seen King Kong and 54, just go straight to the first Mothra, then Mothra versus Godzilla, and then Ghidorah the three-headed monster. You should go right in order. Okay.
Yeah.
But I still think to this day, Mothra's best movie is the first Mothra. Even better than Mothra versus Godzilla, in my opinion. Like, I just like the first Mothra movie that much, and I'm not even a Mothra guy at all. I just love that fucking movie. I think that it's a very, very entertaining piece of Japanese cinema, and like what Derek said, it's got that magical element, the whimsical, magical feeling to it, and I just, yeah, there's so much to like about it. Yes. All right. So what else we got here? Because I figure it's really, I don't know how much more we could add because we're, to this. I don't know if we got any closing thoughts or anything else you guys want to bring up.
I kind of want to hear from Derek. So I'm not to like have an argument about it, but I'm kind of interested to hear like more perspectives on it.
Okay.
What do you love about this film? Like, what do you think I missed in my perspective?
Honestly, I don't think you missed anything. I think that's kind of one of the beauties of cinema is that it's art. It's moving art. And what I see, you perceive, but may not see the same thing. So, I mean, when you say you see something silly, I totally understand and respect that. But I guess what I see in terms of this film, well, yes, there are some shots that definitely have not aged well, like the first assault with the jets, and you see the strings, and it's kind of funny, and I love that. That's actually kind of something I love about it.
Yeah.
There is a kind of campy nature to it that gives it a charm. And again, for me personally, another big point is ingenuity. A lot of, especially with modern cinema, you get, we'll fix it in post, we'll add it CG. These guys had to fix it in camera on the day and do the best they could with what they had.
In one shot, basically, because once that set's destroyed, that's it.
Yep, basically. And the literal sweat and tears of Haruo Nakashima in the Godzilla suit, wearing like 250 pounds of rubber.
Yep.
Passing out because of the heat and like still being able to perform, which I mean, admittedly, to most people, it's just a dude walking through a street, but like that's almost a feat of Herculean strength. We got Hulk Hogan in here. I'm sure he can agree with me there.
Oh, guess what? We haven't heard besides Hulk Hogan,
brother.
Yeah.
We also have.
Oh wow,
Cole.
We have Cole. Yeah.
Okay, Joe, just read Cole's comment real quick because I want to bring this up.
It says 54.8 Megalon, so 0 out of 10.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up, Cole, because next year Megalon turns 50, and I want to do a look back live, and Cole, we cannot do it without you, my friend.
Oh my God, yes, please.
We need to get Cole, we need to get Davis to talk Godzilla vs. Megalon
Absolutely.
50th anniversary on NerdCage Live. And I cannot wait to hear Pretty Guardian and Joe's reaction to Megalon because
so
if you want to talk about a drastic change in tone.
Yeah. Just to wrap up that thought, Maggie, the short version is I see it for artistry and overcoming limitations, whilst also being a oddly complex film for what is essentially a dude walking down the street in a rubber suit.
And just a friendly reminder, like Tokusatsu Suit Mason was basically never done up to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was like a first time before it was mainly stop motion. Like this was like the first time like Suit Mason was basically invented. Just props to Eiji Tsuburaya. He was basically the godfather of the Suit Mason Tokusatsu, and then. But it was also
a really good
Honda's.
job with the suit.
Yeah, Ichiro Honda's vision, which again I don't care what anybody says. Ichiro Honda is the GOAT because he just knew how to capture a story. He just knew how to convey a monster story that can be taken, in my opinion, be taken seriously.
So actually, I think Maggie would enjoy Shin. Key points being, and Maggie, correct me if I'm wrong, you thought that like a lot of the effects were dated and that was something that took your enjoyment away, and the hammy overacting?
Yes. Yeah.
I would say that Shin looks substantially more modern, whilst also still carrying the same message and also having fantastic performances across the board.
Okay.
There's no slouches, at least in my opinion. I hold them both films in the same regard. I think that this film in particular is a classic, whereas the Shin is a modern interpretation of that classic, and it does a great job in my opinion.
Okay, I have 2 warnings for you, Maggie, when you watch Shin, so you can brace yourself. 1, the Godzilla's first form is fucking goofy, because Godzilla evolves, like, he's got 3 forms. Well, 4 forms, but you see 3 of them. His first form is so goddamn goofy, it almost takes me out of it. But it's still a top 5 Godzilla movie for me. The other thing I need you to brace, I almost want to recommend watching the dub version. Here's why.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yes,
the
yes,
subs,
yes, yes.
no, I preferred the subs. But I'm going to say this for you, because if you watch the sub version, there's so many cutaways, and there's like, you see the subtitles where it goes so fast saying like, meeting A over on this floor, and then they'll like, Derek, can you explain better? Like,
so I'll put it to you this way, Maggie. When I saw Shin Godzilla for the first time, it was in theaters.
Yeah.
And because of how many subtitles were on screen,
yes,
and I'm not over exaggerating,
he's not.
We were all doing this.
Yes. Because it will say like where they are, what time it is, what meeting, and then they're talking on top of that, and it goes fast.
Right.
Because it's going through like the Japanese government's having all these different meetings with all these different departments, and yeah, that's why. So brace yourself for that. So I almost recommend watching the English dub.
Yes.
Just so you save yourself the strain of reading too much.
Yeah, and your neck. Save your neck.
Yeah.
I am actually very interested in that movie, hearing that it's kind of a modernized version, because that was actually something, like, as I was watching Godzilla 1954, I was thinking, like, I would love to see this redone with the same kind of, like, heart and message and everything that was contained in that original.
With that in mind, I think you would like Shin. Yeah.
Yeah, Shin's like
absolutely.
The closest I ever came to it. 84 a little bit, but Shin definitely.
Yeah, Shin was 84 was modern for 84, but I feel like Shin is modern for our time. And it might throw you for a loop, so I'll explain real quick. Is the for Shin, going back to Shin, it's a critique on the Japanese's response to the Fukushima incident. So when they're going back and forth between meetings, which both is and is supposed to be kind of like weird and strange and kind of boring and seemingly pointless, it's because it's supposed to be. It's a critique on how slow they reacted.
Yep.
So that could throw you for a loop. I think that's a fair warning. But I also think that they don't do that for too long. But like in the first couple of minutes, you're just gonna be like, what the hell did Derek suggest to me? Why am I watching this? But yeah, with that in mind, you might be able to swallow that pill a little easier.
And if there's any relief to that, keep in mind, my parents are not into Godzilla at all. Which is funny how I became a Godzilla fan, but my parents were not into Godzilla, and even both of my mom and my dad, they both liked Shin Godzilla.
Nice.
I was that confident in that movie that I had to show my mom and dad. My dad likes the original with Raymond Burr. That's the only, and the one with Raymond Burr in '85. My dad likes those two. Well, other than that, he's not a Godzilla fan at all. But I showed him Shin, and he liked it, and it was funny because he was into it, and it was kind of funny. Because the movie is basically about the Japanese government responding to this incident, and America plays a big part in the movie too, because because after World War II, obviously, like, the treaty was signed that America is supposed to protect Japan from any invasion, and obviously America has their own way of handling things, and Japan has another way of handling things, and that comes into play, which makes for some compelling political storytelling. If I'm going to take it there, so there's a lot to like, but I understand the people who don't like it, because there's a lot to take in, and it's kind of like it's paced very differently from all the other movies.
Yeah.
But so I understand both sides of the boat, but for me it worked.
54.
But for me, it worked. I was in love with it. Like, I was lucky enough to Syracuse did get a showing, and I was lucky enough to catch it, and I fell in love with it instantly. I'm like wow, this is like a top 5 Godzilla movie for me. And and it blows the MonsterVerse out of the fucking water. I'm sorry. I know that's kind of the ongoing debate is the 2014 MonsterVerse movie or Shin Godzilla is kind of the ongoing debate to this day, and I don't even think it's a comparison. Like I think the 2014 MonsterVerse is a piece of shit. Like, and so Shin Godzilla was Shin Godzilla was what I wanted 2014 to be, in my opinion.
Oh.
In my opinion, I don't know how Derek feels about the two of them.
I hold them in entirely different regards. I feel like the MonsterVerse is the Saturday morning cartoon, and Shin is essentially the Japanese remake of the classic.
Yeah,
they're almost non-comparable.
But they're comparable because they came out at the same time and they were both quote unquote reboots of the same character around the same fucking time, basically.
Yeah.
Also, one point while we're all here, tomorrow is Godzilla Day.
Yep. Happy birthday.
So
Happy Godzilla Day.
I want to point out a couple things. One, the common knowledge that everybody knows. There's going to be another short film, Godzilla vs. Gigan short film, is going to be coming out tomorrow. Okay, I'm putting myself on the line right now, but I'm going to say it again. There's also a big announcement tomorrow, from what I know from people that I've spoken to that I will not name. There's going to be a Godzilla movie announcement tomorrow from Toho.
Okay.
You heard it here first. So hopefully that comes to fruition. So I'm just telling all the Godzilla fans of NerdCage Live, keep a close eye tomorrow, because not only that this short film's coming out, but there's going to be a major announcement tomorrow. You heard it here first. So hopefully it comes to fruition. And the reason why I'm putting it out there is because the person that told me about this new Godzilla movie that's going to be announced for next year also said Godzilla Singular Point was coming out before anybody else even knew about it. Which is why I believe this person. So, we'll see. I don't know if I should take it a little further and say what I know or just keep my mouth shut.
No. Let's all be surprised.
Build the suspense.
All right. Well, I'll probably tell you guys off here. But yeah. So just saying, tomorrow's Godzilla Day. I'm telling Godzilla fans to keep your eyes out, not only for the Gigan short film, but there's gonna be an announcement tomorrow. So I'm excited. If this announcement's gonna be true, guys, we're in for a huge turning point. So really fucking hope it's true. That being said, we're getting close to the end of the hour here, so we're gonna plug our stuff in. So Pretty Guardian, if you have anything coming up, anything you want to promote, by all means, the floor is yours. Oh yeah, and give your closing thoughts on Godzilla 54, like closing thoughts, and give a rating 1 through 10 and closing thoughts.
Well, to start out with my closing thoughts on Godzilla, I think that it's definitely a movie with a lot of cultural impact, both in the story that it was telling in its time and in the legacy that Godzilla has created. So for that reason, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Nice.
For me, there are just kind of a few of those things that really took away a lot of the enjoyment for me, like some of the overacting and maybe some of the cheesier shots and the effects. I actually really appreciate what you were saying, Derek, about the campiness being part of its charm, because there's definitely a lot of campy movies that other people hate that I love. But ultimately, this one just wasn't for me, and that's okay.
Totally.
As far as like projects and stuff that I have rolling, I have a video up on my channel, youtube.com/prettyguardian. I've been playing the JRPG Tales of Arise. I put in over 100 hours of it, and so it's just kind of my detailed review of that. So you should definitely check it out if you're into anime, JRPGs, and that sort of thing.
All right, Derek, go ahead, give Godzilla 54 a rating 1 through 10, overall thoughts, and of course plug in the video you got dropping tomorrow.
It's hard to give a rating to a movie that has so much cultural and cinematic significance, and especially a movie that is the starting point for basically a movie that has impacted my entire life, an entire franchise that has impacted my life. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw myself off this cliff and give it a 10 out of 10. It's important for a lot of reasons. I hate that the message of nuclear catastrophe is as relevant today as it was 68 years ago. But I love everything else about this movie. It's camp, it's overacting, it's important moments, it's ingenuity. I love this damn movie.
Excellent. And the video you got dropping tomorrow.
Yes. Almost entirely different. A fully colorized comic book. I'm talking tomorrow on Godzilla's birthday about his team up or team up against. I guess that didn't really make a lot of sense. Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Does he fight the Zords?
Oh, girl. There's some great stuff that happens. I don't want to spoil it. I don't spoil anything in the comic, or I don't spoil anything in the review. But yeah, there's some.
I don't know why I'm tearing
sorry, I'm
up.
giggling a little bit because I'm looking at the thumbnail right now.
Yeah. There's the first couple of issues. Well, I'm not gonna say. But yeah, be sure to stay tuned. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will be dropping that video.
Nice.
We cannot wait. I haven't watched it. I mean, I easily can go in and watch it because it's, but I'm not going to. I'm going to watch it tomorrow, and I'm going to be generally like, all right, I can't wait. I'm excited. Joe from FallenOne Gaming, your closing thoughts and final rating of Godzilla 1954, and please plug in what we got on Twitch and whatnot.
All right. Well, first of all, this is obviously a classic, and it's pretty much the jump point for an entire genre. So, I mean, it's just going in with that mindset puts it at the top of its game. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, it was fun to watch. Yeah, there's some stuff that's aged and everything, but if you can put yourself back into 1954, you can pretty much get around that. And storytelling was amazing, and it was a fun ride. As for what we're doing, on Friday, we are going back to Luigi's Mansion 3, finale time.
Twitch.tv/NerdCage Live. It's going to hopefully be the finale. I'm sure it is, and of course, it's... I'm kind of sad that our spooky games are coming to an end, but you know what? I'm really excited.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm saying as far as the ones that we started in October,
okay.
The theme, our October theme's finally coming in. We just wrapped up Resident Evil 2 on Halloween, and also I miss dressing up too already. And now we're gonna be finishing up Luigi's Mansion. All the stuff we started in October is coming to a close finally on Friday, but. It's gonna be fun, and it's fun. It's been fun going back to Luigi's Mansion. All right, Joe, and then of course Tuesday.
On Tuesday, we go back to Gotham Knights.
Can you just defend this game because people are shitting on this game?
This game is fucking amazing.
Yes.
Yes. There's some frame rate issues if you have a keen eye enough to look for them, but it's not anything that's going to take you out of the game. As far as being an Arkham clone, there's no reason for it to be an Arkham clone. I don't know why people get stuck on one game series and think that everything in that entire comic-based thing needs to be that clone. It's like, this is a fresh new perspective. It's an Elseworlds game, and it's told really well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the voice acting, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
I'm having an absolute trip playing it. I'm having a trip playing it. Like, it's just that it's different. Again, don't go in thinking it's another Arkham game. This is a game that borrows gameplay. Like, there's Metal Gear Solid elements to it. There is a little bit of like Resident Evil. There's a little bit of they borrow from everything.
There's stealth. There's puzzles.
Yeah.
There's anything you'd want from a game. They borrow from all different types of genres, and it melds together really nicely.
Yeah, and I love the storytelling. Like, I'm a sucker for like DC Elseworlds and what if story. And this is really, really, really fucking awesome to see the Bat family without Batman and the underground, the criminals of Gotham City and their response to Batman's death. It's very, very intriguing, and I bet you this would make a great animated movie.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah, don't believe the naysayers. Yeah, there's some technical glitches, but again, it's not enough to take you out of the experience. And like, I think certain magazines and certain companies are going out of their way to bash the game because of the way the state of Warner.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Easter eggs that we missed in our playthrough, Jay, because I've been playing the game and I've been reading all the emails and stuff that are in the game and everything.
Yeah.
You get emails from the Titans, you get emails from Superman, you get emails from like everybody in the comic universe that connects to this.
In response to Bruce Wayne's death, right?
Yeah, well, in response to Bruce Wayne's death, as well as trying to comfort the group or saying you should come out to Metropolis or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like a general conversation with these people that, are all connected in one way or another, which is cool.
And speaking of Titans, Titans Season 4 drops tomorrow. You bet your sweet ass Joe and I are going to be dropping episodic rapid reviews for that.
Yes.
Oh, I fucking love Titans.
Oh, it's
so
so
excited
good
for this.
Not to go off tangent, but like the reason why, and I said this on our Twitch stream last night, why I love Titan so much. First and foremost, I've always loved Dick Grayson, the character, because my first exposure to Robin was the Batman 66 when I was like 5 years old. Then I saw the Batman animated series with Kevin Conroy, and then I saw that specific character Robin grow up to be Nightwing. And to see Nightwing in Titans, who's basically my age, he's in his early 30s, like to see a Dick Grayson, a Robin grow up to become Nightwing. It's just a joyous experience for me.
Okay, Dick Grayson can get it.
And Anna Diop as Starfire. Oh, she's fucking sexy.
Yes.
Yes. So I really, really love Titans because most of those characters are like our age. And it's
Jay,
awesome.
We have a superstar in chat.
Big Jack Films. Jack, good to see you, buddy. I guess I'll plug his video. Jack just dropped a Halloween top 10 Godzilla films. I haven't watched it yet, but if I'm not mistaken, I make a cameo in there. So check that video out. Subscribe to Big Jack Films. Jack is one of a kind, and let me just mention, he's got a heavenly voice. So by all means, subscribe to Big Jack Films. And Jack, we need to have you back on NerdCage, man. You're long overdue, my dude.
Yes.
You're long overdue. I guess I wanted to say there's some announcements we're not ready to make yet, but we have some big stuff coming up in the month of December. And even though I haven't put the link out there, I'm just going to say this right here, right now, if everybody wants to prepare. Monday, the 14th of November, we will be doing a Wakanda Forever spoiler discussion live. So be on the lookout for that. Go see the movie, then come hang out with us, and we'll talk every spoiler of Wakanda Forever. And yours truly will be editing the cast interviews for Joe Blow. Yes, we interviewed the cast of Wakanda Forever. I just got them today, so
that's huge.
I know.
Yeah.
I did Black Adam, and now I'm doing Wakanda Forever, so it's really, really exciting. I'm glad that Joe Blow trusts me with those movie interviews. So I'm really, 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 really excited. And like I said, Derek's video is dropping tomorrow.
Yep. Godzilla versus the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, so please check that out. And again, I hope everybody has a great Godzilla day tomorrow. Again, Godzilla vs. Gigan, and of course the announcement of a new film, which I believe is going to happen. And by all means, guys, if you haven't already, go to our TeePublic. Get yourself a NerdCage Live shirt. We got the regular shirt with the Strength of Geek Knowledge on the back. Any size, any color, men's or women's. So if you are a skinny booty call or a fat fuck, big or small, we love them all. Get yourself a shirt. You buy a shirt, the money goes towards us, which goes towards giveaways. We also have the Pornhub parody shirt. We also have the Marvel Studios shirt. More designs on the way. We got the Sega gaming shirt. By all means, get yourself a goddamn shirt. If you want to look fly at the gym, want to look fly on a hot date, or or at a convention. Get yourself a goddamn NerdCage Live shirt, and of course, get us to 1,500 subscribers so you can win yourself an Xbox Series X. Get us to 1,500. Yes. We'll be giving that away for free, U.S. and Canada only. Sorry to other countries around the world. I'm not paying hundreds of dollars to ship that over, overseas. Just throwing that out there. So U.S. and Canada only, but there'll be second and third prizes, and we'll probably give away a T-shirt as well. Again, everybody, thanks so much. Thank you to my most awesome goddamn panel in the world, my my lovely co-hosts.
You're welcome.
NerdCage wouldn't be
My pleasure.
standing here without you guys. I love what you guys bring to the table, and I cannot wait to talk more Godzilla movies down the road. And of course, I should probably mention my top 10 movies. We'll probably be dropping next week because I want to refilm it. And plus, I've been busy with a lot of Joe. I've been busy with a lot of Joe Blow stuff. Obviously, I just mentioned the Wakanda Forever. My life has been crazy right now with everything being thrown at me, but crazy in the good way because my career, my resume is getting stacked right now, and yeah. So please understand. I will drop that video, and also we are going to take a break from getting to know the Cage series, and we're going to resume that in January. I want to give my fellow co-hosts, Pretty Guardian and Derek, to have time to put out content for their channels as well. So we're going to take a break from that series, but we'll resume that in January, and we're going to start covering our favorite TV shows. So that will be fun. I can't wait to get into that one.
I'll have to start writing that script.
Yes. Joe, anything else out there that I'm forgetting before we call it a night here?
No, I think you got it all, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Without spoiling anything.
Yeah. Again, like I said, we have some big events coming up. We have big events coming up in December, including a charity stream, my birthday, and of course the Game Awards are coming up. So
yes,
really looking forward. We have a stacked month of December, and obviously, we got Wakanda Forever this month, and obviously we have Thanksgiving, which we all gonna take that off, obviously. But thank you to everybody. The channel, the channel's growing. The NerdCage Nation is growing over the Facebook discussion group. Our Discord's growing. I'm seeing
the brand on all sides.
I know. I'm seeing more and more people post and comment, people I don't even know. So I love seeing growth. It makes me feel special. So it means a lot to us. So thank you very much to everybody. And yeah, like I said, best is yet to come. We appreciate everybody's support. So that being said, we please ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like Godzilla's radioactivity, motherfuckers. And as always, enjoy life, stay safe, eat your vegetables, do your push-ups, fuck Game Freezes, fuck math, and fuck that Big Bertha bitch in the prison in Gotham Knights. Jesus Christ, if you guys saw that, my God. And I don't mean I want to fuck her. I'm saying, fuck her. She made the gaming experience awful.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
Oh no.
If you play Gotham Knights or if you come to our Twitch streams, you'll fucking know. All right, thanks everybody, and good night.
Have a
Take
good
care
night.
of yourselves out there, everybody.
Night.
Stick around for these awesome promos and get trapped in the cage, motherfuckers. Hey, what's going on? I'm Jay St. G.
And I'm Joe from FallenOne Gaming.
And we have a special message from NerdCage Live and NerdCage Live Gaming. Because we know a lot of y'all like the game, right? Well, we decided here at NerdCage that we wanted to give away something special. A big thank you. Not only a thank you, but we need your help too. Joe, what is it that we're giving away?
We are giving away an Xbox Series X.
Yes! Brand new! See? Right here, still sealed. We are giving this sucker away. But in order for us to give this away, we need your help. Get us to 1,500 subscribers and we will give this away.
If you guys get us to 1,500 subscribers, this can be all yours.
United States and Canada only. We're not shipping all over the world, all right?
Yeah.
So here's how this is gonna happen. Get us to 1,500 subscribers, and then we're gonna release another video on how you can enter. This is not gonna be the only giveaway. So the first prize, obviously, will be the Xbox Series X, brand new, shipped right to you. Second prize will be a digital $100 gift card from Amazon.
Third place will be a $50 digital Amazon card.
Now listen, if you get us to 1,500 subscribers, just maybe, we'll do another giveaway. 1,500 subscribers, and this bad boy can be yours. Keep it tuned to NerdCage Live when we release the second video on how to enter once we hit 1,500 subscribers.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe.
Okay.
Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Ooh, trying to get out of the nerd cage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!